Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story as unknown? So I am a woman, a South African woman, who did a go back to sender. I did this, it was in the year 2017. I did this with the help of this other man that was from Zim. I always saw people that would come to his room and then he would assist them. Most of the people that I used to see, they were from his country until we spoke about it, and I told him that I was uncomfortable of him having all of these people that would come and then they would be in his room whilst he would be assisting them. So we spoke about it and he said it is fine. He then found another place where he had his own church, even though at my place that was where he was staying. He then said one day, when things are okay, you do not even think that God can even play a role in your life. You will think that God does not exist. But the day that things will start to get so bad in your life, that is when you will see that we all need Jesus. And I refused and I said, no, I can never need Jesus from a foreign church. I am a Pentecostal woman. So I badly mistreated him at that time until when things started to fall apart. I returned to him. I still remember one night, my son was so sick. He was speaking of things that we did not understand. It was pure witchcraft that was happening. I went to him and I told him that my son was not okay. We then went into my house and he looked at my son and he said, this is pure witchcraft. Do you have any coarse salt? I then rushed to the kitchen where I grabbed the coarse salt and that other pink salt that chases away tuberculosis, and then I gave it to him. He then started praying, in which I did not even understand anything. And then he told me to hold my son. He started rubbing the coarse salt on top of his head as well as his back and on the stomach. He started telling me that there was a tuberculosis that had possessed him. He did this throughout the night, but my son was okay. Fast forward, when things did not go according to plan in my life, I then told him that there was something that was happening to me, and then he told me that I was supposed to do a go back to sender. This was in 2017, and he said that there was someone who was bewitching me, and after I had done a go back to sender, things started working, but then I started to see a tuberculosis. I returned back to him and he told me that I have a tuberculosis. He even left my yard. He is now staying in another location which is far from the place where I am staying. So this man, after he had helped me in 2017, I then started looking for him when things started to get wrong, because I saw that I am cursed. This tuberculosis that he gave me, it does not help me at all. My husband passed away because of this tuberculosis. He kept on screaming in pain, saying that there was a short man that spoke in Shona that would appear in his dreams and stabbing him, as well as a cow's horn that I found. This cow's horn, it does breathe. I don't know how to properly explain it to you, but this horn, there is some oil that comes out of it and it is always breathing. I do regret myself, because at that time when this man started staying at my property, there was one friend of mine. She is someone who used to like to experiment a lot. She passed away and I have so many question marks. The reason as to why she passed away, because after she started consulting with this prophet from Zim, that was when she got so sick. Her blood pressure was always high after she had been given some charms which she wanted to use for this other man that she was dating. She complained to me when she got really sick when I visited her in the hospital, and told me that she did not trust that prophet from Zim, for he had tried to make her sleep with him, saying that his semen was sweet semen that was going to make men fall for her quite easily. When she refused, she said he denied to assist her any further, and that was when her problems started. Then I offered accommodation to this man against the wishes of my friend, for I just wanted some money. So I kept on speaking with this prophet at that time when things would go bad in my life. I had always kept my distance from his church, but then he asked me one day, and I had approached him. I knocked on his door. When he opened it, he looked at me and he shook his head. He went and he took his white garment, and then he said, "There is something has been sent to destroy you." He started prophesying whilst I was sitting there. As he was telling me everything that had happened in my life, I wanted my life back. And then that was when he told me that amongst my husband's relatives, there was someone who had been bewitching me, and what was needed was a go back to sender. So this is what he said he wanted for the go back to sender. He told me that I was supposed to take some of my personal items and I was supposed to give him, and to buy 6 red candles, as well as to slaughter a chicken. And when I slaughtered this chicken, I was with him to cut myself just a little bit and then mix the blood of that chicken with my blood. And then he took a wooden plate, he squeezed my finger so that my blood can even come out more. He mixed and he drank that blood of the chicken mixed with my blood. And then he told me that within a week he would go to Zim, but what was needed was money so that he can return back and throw away, for he said that in his country there is this other forbidden mountain, and in that mountain there is a lake where you will go and throw away that wooden plate that contained my blood with the blood of a white chicken. And the mermaids that stay in that lake, they are very powerful. They will start to fight on my behalf, fighting against my relatives that were bewitching me, and they would be using my blood as a sacrifice that I would have given to them. So I could not provide him with all the money that he wanted, for things were really tough. I only gave him a little bit, and he said that, "You owe me. Please make sure that when things go according to plan, then you will at least give me back my money." And I said, "It is fine." I honestly thought that I was going to give him his money in time, but what happened was that I was owing other people. When things started to go okay again, I started by settling other bills, saying that at least since he is someone who is staying at my place, I'll give him his money. One day, he said that he wanted his money, and I told him not to pay rent until we would have settled the bills. He said no, he wanted it in cash, and I said, "I don't have money." He got angry, and I heard him praying in the middle of the night. That was when things started to go so bad in my life. My husband passed away, and my husband complained that he had been attacked by a tokoloshi. And then there was this other day, it was on a Sunday morning, I heard that there was a loud thud in the kitchen. I went there, and then I found that there was a small animal that I can't even properly describe that was running around the kitchen. This tokoloshi was like, "Ngidinga ukudla," meaning I'm looking for food. I'm looking for food. As it was looking at me, it was so scary. It had glowing eyes. Then it disappeared. I told him about this. What surprised me was that he said, "You have not yet suffered." And then that was when one day he texted me after my husband had passed away. He then said that he wanted to sleep with me so that at least I won't be owing him anymore. I asked him how much exactly was I owing him. He said, "You are owing me 100K, just like that." So right now I am unable to sleep because I keep on hearing things that are scratching inside the ceiling, and I don't know, sometimes there are things that move underneath the bed such that I even feel so much safer when I am sleeping in the living room on the carpet. I can't use my bedroom anymore. So these tokoloshis, I don't know if they are true or if it is the same thing, because my husband, the tokoloshi that he saw, he said that it was speaking in Shona, but this one that I saw in the kitchen, it was speaking in Suzulu. So I really do not know what am I supposed to do. This man is no longer staying in our location. I'm feeling so bad with everything that has happened in my life. So I need answers. I need help. I know that I did a go back to sender, and he said that there is a risk, but the amount that is demanding, it is just too much. How can I ever pay a man 100K for doing a go back to sender for me? I feel like he's punishing me since I refused to sleep with him. I said, you are not my type. I don't have any feelings for you. I will be punishing myself to sleep with a man that I have no feelings for. And I think that maybe by doing so, that was when he made sure that all those charms that he gave me, then they can start to attack me. As I am talking to you, there is a horn that I just found in one of the shelves. This horn, when I saw it, I panicked, but I could not scream because there were some relatives at my house at that time. I only closed that drawer. This horn, it has some fur, it breathes, and there is oil that is always coming out of that horn, such that that drawer in which I found this horn, it is always wet with that fat that comes out of it. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.